I had it muted. All right, let's start.
Nice.
So let's try that again. This is Big D and Shay from TacoYaki Anime.
Yo.
And welcome back to Monthly Ketchup. It is episode 52. Today we're going to be talking about our final thoughts on the spring anime of 2019.
The final thoughts of the few that we caught.
Yes, we have a whole 4 shows.
I know.
Well,
man, is this like the lowest number we've had on any? I want to say.
I think the lowest we've had before was 6.
Oh, good lord.
Or maybe 5.
And we have topped ourselves. Woo!
So,
super excited. I don't know, this season just was kind of meh.
Yeah, I don't really know what it is about this season. Like, I was excited for it because of Attack on Titan, and there are a few shows out there that I wanted to get into. I just never got around to them. I don't know what it is. Oh, I know. Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. I know exactly what it is. It was just bad timing because.
See, looking over the list of animes for this season looks like it would have been more geared towards you.
Yes.
I see some like sportsy animes, some cute girls doing cute things animes, some like there's definitely seems like there would be more geared towards you on that.
Yeah. Let me actually.
And looking at the list for what that came out this season, I mean, okay, honestly, the top 3 that they have on for the most anticipated of this season on any chart would probably have been the only ones I would have been super hyped about. Everything else for me is kind of, eh.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of the 3 that are at the top, I only got to 1, and I wanted to watch all 3.
I did catch some of One Punch Man. I just didn't catch all of it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I agree. I still have issues with it. I do. Yeah. Even to this point, I still have issues with it.
Yeah.
I think I am. How many episodes do they have out? There's 12 of 12. So I think I watched up to like episode 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I know you don't have this on your list, that's why I'm feeling free to just go ahead and talk about it. But I still just didn't feel like it was. It seemed like it was just lacking something the entire time. That's just where I felt. It's just it as I've said to one person before when talking about the anime, I feel like it's One Punch Man light.
Yeah.
All the One Punch Man with half the fun. You know? All the One Punch Man flavor, half the fun. That's where I feel that's at. It just didn't feel like it was as good as what it should have been.
Or maybe all the One Punch Man, half the flavor.
Basically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking at the list, I wanted to watch the top 9 for spring, and I only got to 2 of them.
See, I can see like okay, if looking at the top 9, personally thinking about it, I think the ones I would feel like you would probably be most interested in would have been Attack on Titan, Fruits Basket, the Fox Girl one, maybe Boku, definitely Carol and Tuesday, and I don't see you really wanting to have watched Fairy Gone.
It's PA Works, and I love PA Works, but I don't know what it was about that one. It's like Bones. It's like, I love Bones. And then they're like, hey, check out Blood Battlefront Blockade. And I'm like,
I mean, look at the scores that it got on any chart. even though it was the number 9 most anticipated anime from this season, it's still got a 55% satisfaction rating.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see that sort of score on any other ones until you get to like number 13 on the list, like further down.
Yeah.
And even some of the ones further down have a better score than that one does. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was a miss on PA Works part. But
I mean,
yeah.
I guess they can't be all zingers, so.
Yeah. I can't remember what other studio. Oh, you know what? I think that's PA Works too. They did wait, who did a lull? Yeah, it was PA Works. I think they did A Lull in the Sea, and then they did one right after it, and I'm like, what is this? And then like, hold on. That was the JV team. Hold on. Here you go. They're like, okay, cool. Thanks, PA Works. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna go take a break. Here's the JV team again. And I'm like, Fairy gone. Guys, how about you just not put out one? Just skip your whole schedule, just skip every other one.
Mm-hmm.
And then just double up on the other ones. I don't know. But yeah.
So basically what you're saying is PA Works has kind of been striking it out here recently.
I don't know what their pattern is. I don't know if it's like hit, miss, or hit, miss. But I know there's definitely some hits that I absolutely love, like Island. I think that was PA Works. Let me double check. And then there's stuff I can't remember what the other one was, but yeah, it's like
I'm sorry. I'm being partially bad. And I was just kind of flipping through on any chart and seeing. And for the fall season, they have Fairy Gone 2.
Oh God. So Glass Lip. There you go. So
you just mentioning the fact that we're just now talking about how that was just kind of a miss.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they decided it was not that much of a miss because now they're coming out with season 2.
Yeah. So
in the same year.
Yeah.
In the same year.
I'm gonna give it another shot because it's PA Works. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe the first episode's bad. I don't know. But yeah. So stuff like, so here we go. We got True Tears. We got Angel Beats. We got Another, which I loved.
Mm-hmm.
Tari Tari. I'm like, we got what is that? What is the English name of that? The Ucho Tenkazoku, the ancient family, weird family. I can't remember. The Eccentric family. There we go. There's Eccentric family. Loved it. Nagi no Asakura. Loved it. Then they like Planet Valkyrie. And I'm like, what is this? Or then they did Glass Lip, and I'm like, then they did Shirobako, and I'm like, love it. Charlotte, love it.
So we get like a couple good and a couple bad and a couple good and a couple bad.
Yeah, and then like Kuro Mukuro, and I'm like, y'all don't do robot shows. And then like, okay. And then they're like, okay, cool. Season 2 of the Eccentric Family. I'm like, yes. And they're like, all right, Uma Musume. And I'm like, Horse Girls. They're like, oh, just give it a chance. And I'm like, oh my God, I love it. I love it. And they're like, cool. They're gone. I'm like, come on, guys. So I'm just like a roller coaster for me, like crazy.
Uh-huh. So basically it's a matter of you either love it or you hate it kind of thing.
Yeah. So
there is no meh shows with PA Works. You're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it.
Home run or a strikeout. I don't know who did Island. Was it A1? But yeah. So let's get to the 4 shows. Oh man. The first show we're going to be talking about is Kenja no Mago, or the Wise Man's Grandchild.
Yeah. So this show.
That doesn't sound good.
is not bad.
Okay.
And I think, all right, who does this one, by the way? Who did this one? This is done by Silverlink.
Yeah, Silverlink. I like that.
Yeah, they've done some pretty decent ones. So here's the thing, and I feel like they did this on Death March as well. Like beginning, solid, good stuff, great. We kind of lose it just a bit in the middle, where we're just kind of like, okay, what are we doing? What's happening? What are you doing here? I mean, I get it. You're trying to establish storyline. You're trying to establish characterization and all this other stuff. But it feels like, in comparison to some other studios and how they do their thing, it feels like it almost gets lost or bogged down in amongst everything. You begin to lose your viewers because they're just you're not you're spinning your wheels essentially. You're doing stuff without actually doing stuff, kind of thing. And we're just sitting here going, okay, when's it gonna get good? When's it gonna step up and actually be what it needs to be? And so for like Death March, it didn't happen to the very end of the season. And I feel like this is the same deal. Kanjo no Majo is the same. Wise Man's Grandchild does the same thing. Here we are. You go through this entire thing with him. Like, you see him. So it's an isekai, but we get very little about him in his previous world. Basically, the only thing we get is basically he dies and gets reborn in this world. And that's it. The only time they ever mention that whole incident again is when the main character falls in love with the girl, the blue-haired girl, and he proposes and decides he wants to get the blessing of the parents. So he kind of explains his situation because he's become famous because he's Merlin's quote-unquote grandson, when in reality he isn't really his grandson by blood. Merlin just raised him.
Yeah.
So that is literally the only other time in the story that comes up, and I appreciate that because we're not getting bogged down by the whole backstory of how he came to be. And I was like, no, just screw that. I don't even want to hear about it. We've been through enough isekais at this point. I think we get it. We know what happens. You either get transported through a magical gateway, or you die and get reborn somehow into this world. We get it.
It's like some device on the other side, whether it's a book, a well, some kind of door,
Yeah.
some item, or just